Hi, I'm Pete Rowsthorn. I'm visiting Perth real estate agent and author Darren Berley. Oh, if you don't mind. Darren! Darren!
Hello, Daz.
Pete, how are you?
Good, mate. Good to see you.
Good.
Hello, Mitch. How are you, darling? Are you good?
Say hello, Peter.
Mate, I think we'll just upset the kids. Do you want to go for a walk?
Yeah, let's do it. Hi, I'm Pete Rowsthorn. I'm with my friend Darren Berley. Hello, Darren.
G'day,
Nice to see
Pete.
you.
How are you?
I know you're a real estate guru. I know you're an author. I know all that.
Yeah.
Can you give me a tip? How does a seller choose a good real estate agent? Tell me that.
Look, most real estate agents look, walk and talk the same. And they all say that number one, but it's easy to be number one at something.
Yep.
But it's not until they really come through the door that you get a true idea for how they work. Do they just tell you how much your house is worth and you'll be right? Or do they actually go into some solid strategy about how they're going to bring, truckloads of buyers through the door and negotiate a good offer from those buyers? And also, you get a good feeling for how people work in the way that they deal with your appointment.
Yep.
Do they send you a text message or give you a phone call beforehand confirming? Do they give you a nice information pack about them and their company before they arrive? Those sort of things.
How important is marketing?
Critical, absolutely critical. Gone are the days we can stick it out in the paper and stick it up on the net. You go a whole lot further than that these days. Things like highlight property on the internet, which gets you 8 times the number of views as a standard property. Things like professional video tours get you about 5 times more views, so multiplication factor is about 40 times the number of views. So you've been in a much better position to get a higher price for your property from bringing more people through the door than you would if you don't do those things. Also, floor plans, professional photography, even pole photography. When they get on those big 9-metre poles and you have almost looks like it's been taken by a helicopter.
Yeah.
They look awesome on the net, and that's been responsible for a lot of sales above premium, at premium level above market price. So
That also adds an expense. Are they expensive to do those things?
very affordable.
Right.
Very, very affordable. We're talking peanuts in terms of the extra thousands of dollars that it can get for you in your sale price. The payoff factor is a multiple.
Is presentation really important?
Some say that a house will sell at the right price no matter what, but I really believe that to get the highest possible price for any property, it has to be presented Mickey Mouse.
Right.
And we're not just talking neat and tidy and uncluttered. Sometimes these days we're going a whole nother level. We're talking professional property styling even, with an interior designer, because when they walk into a property and they just go, oh, this is perfect, that's when they pay top dollar. That's when investment decisions and money decisions go out the window.
Right.
And it's just emotion, pure emotion, and that's the way you get a buyer to pay the most.
Now, you've written a book, The 7 Most Costly Mistakes While Selling a Property and How to Avoid Them. Give us a couple.
Well, number one, definitely pricing. It's natural to want the highest price for your house, and let's face it, who doesn't? But some people think that pricing it high, you'll hopefully get a higher offer, but it's actually the reverse. What usually happens is when you price a property too high, you lose the interest of the buyers.
Right.
You want to attract as many people towards the property as possible, and not have your activity level declining each week and then attract your bargain hunters. That's the last thing you want.
Do you know any real estate nightmare stories? Come on, give us one.
Horror story.
A horror story.
Oh mate, there's some shockers out there. One that sticks to mind was a person who later became our client, a couple. And they had the house on the market with a real estate agent. They wanted around $1 million, and the real estate agent said, no, let's try for 1.1. I reckon we can get 1.1. Someone came along, made an offer, and they made an offer at 950.
Right.
They really wanted a mill, and they were adamant on the mill. And the real estate agent said, look, it's just not enough money for the sellers. You'd be wasting your time. Firstly, they didn't tell the sellers about that person's interest. What later happened was the sellers found out about it, and they said, but hang on a sec, we would have taken that offer. Whilst we were adamant on a mill, it looks like it's not going to happen, so we would have seriously considered it.
Right.
They said, call those people back and see if you can get the offer back for us. They called the people back and they'd gone. 9 months later, it was still sitting on the market.
Yeah.
We took it over for them. Most of the buyers were in the 800s. We ended up getting them an offer of 860, which was right at the top of where all the buyers saw value in the property.
Right.
So had they known that and gotten that information from the agent, they would have been more in a position to consider those sort of offers.
Right.
So that process of not calling people back cost them about 90 grand.
Now, I know you've been a real estate agent for 10 years or so. What were you doing before and why the switch?
Oh, look, I was an accountant and I was working for a publicly listed engineering company, and I had quite a high position at a young age, but I was just finding there was just something missing. I just lacked that bit of human interaction. I wanted a more 3D work environment. So, you know, I used to love real estate, so I went to many home opens, and out of about 100 home opens, you wouldn't believe, only about one agent called me back.
Right.
And I thought there's got to be a better way of doing this. And my friend said, talk about real estate all the time, why don't you go into real estate? So I did, and look, haven't looked back. There's nothing more rewarding, I find, that, you know, when you sell a house and when you allow two families to move to the next stage of their life,
Right.
that's rewarding. I find if you're after the money, it just never works out that way. You never get success. But if you look to help people, you look to do your best in your own environment, then the rewards do come as well. So,
Now we've discussed the book, but how do I get a copy of it?
oh, mate, usually for clients only. But if people watching are interested in knowing more about it and how to get the most for their property and the mistakes people make, give us a call. You know where to find me, and I might have a couple of spare copies still left over.
There's no easy path in life, is there, Darren?
No.
It's all about integrity and hard work.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you so much.